That one. Okay.
First project is 28 East Swan. Were there any comments?
No,
None.
All right, same here. Next, we have 224 Gray. Any comments?
no.
None.
Oh, really? I guess I was thinking there was like no context given. Is this an existing design or is it a new design of the deck?
Yeah.
Photos are kind of close,
Gotcha.
but if you guys all understand it, I'm good. Do you think it's just the
Fine.
same deck being rebuilt?
Mhm.
You do?
Public hearings.
Yeah. Okay.
But I will just.
It was my impression somehow that
Yeah,
it was a
somehow.
replacement in kind, but
Okay.
it's been a while since I looked at it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was my thought too. So,
Yeah.
Simply read it. Yeah, and that's my okay.
Yeah.
If they're just rebuilding.
Yeah.
mhm. Okay, next, yeah, we can ask that question on Gray. The next one was 107 South Maple. That's replacement in kind.
Well, no. I think the stairs are changing direction.
Yeah,
Right.
it's not, I
Yeah.
didn't mean to say in kind. It is a replacement of the stairs.
Yeah.
I was just wondering. Intend for the posts to be different heights.
Hmm.
I assume that's just not drawn right. Rendering. Yeah, so the rendering that we have, all I have. Is this. And the
Yeah.
posts are all different.
Mhm.
Just wondering if they. Whoever's gonna get it knows. Or,
Yeah.
Right.
no, I didn't. Kind of assume that they don't. I thought this was, I think that staff could have reviewed this one. Yeah, it's pretty tight. Seems like, well, it's in a historic district. Yeah, your back step. Even that could go.
Yeah, it's sort of like the axon is like reversed too. It's like a mirror of the actual.
Well, I think the stairs are changing direction.
Really?
And then-
We can go
Oh,
backwards.
Yeah, there's no sight plan or anything, but
I see what you're saying. They're actually rotating at 90
Yeah.
degrees.
This way. The door is shown back. But
Mhm.
oh. Yeah.
Well, yeah, the
Because you
door
do
is
it
shown
open
backwards.
out.
Oh, yeah.
The drawing thing.
They are changing the direction. So,
Yeah.
well, we can talk about that.
All right, so we'll talk about that one. Next one, it's gonna be 1227 East Brook window installation.
This one, as I recall, there was no representative when it was originally submitted. And the only windows that have grills on the front of the house are in the number 4 position, and those windows have colonial grills and the rest do not. So I was wondering why the mix of the grill style on the front and what are the grills on the rest of the house, because we don't have any photographs of that.
Mhm.
Yeah, this was a hard submittal to review.
Yeah, it wasn't really clear what,
No.
I wasn't sure. Even though I don't know, I still wasn't sure.
Really
Because,
have to dig through all the text and look
Yeah.
at the sizes and, yeah.
I found this in a whole bunch of these window things are just confusing to look at.
They are, yeah.
It
It
is.
takes a lot
Can't
of
we
time to
Just
decipher all
take a
this.
picture of the house and take a pen and draw the
Yeah,
Yeah.
lines and buttons or something. There's gotta be a better way. But we can talk to them about it. So.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think you do an elevation or a picture that just, and if you want to do window types, that's fine. But you could have a legend that calls out the window type and style, like that's simple, but digging through like 42 spreadsheets and trying to
Yeah.
figure it all out at different font sizes, cryptic.
Just a question to staff. If somebody comes in and they're submitting windows that are gonna match the existing,
Yeah.
staff approves it, don't they?
Yeah,
Okay, I thought so.
yeah, we do. I mean,
Okay.
if it's a historic and it's like for like,
That I
Mara
understand.
approves it,
Yeah,
she has
sure.
to approve it at her level. If it's just a non-historic home and it's like for life,
Yeah,
we,
okay.
I can approve it,
Yeah.
you know.
I don't know if they're matching or not. I can't.
They don't come to you guys unless there's a
Confusion.
change in
Yeah.
style.
Right.
Style.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And again,
Yeah.
they are trying to get this changed so
Yeah.
that you wouldn't see these as much more of an administrative approval
Yeah.
for the office instead of coming to you guys. But
Mhm.
it's in the works.
Sure.
I think that'd be a great idea.
I'm with Ken though. You could take a pen
Yeah.
and mark it on the, and you could draw the grill or not and move on.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna get some clarification on that one, hopefully. We'll see. Yeah. All right, next one was 633, I think. Yeah, 633 North Forest, and we're not reviewing the detached accessory structure
Oh.
at this point, according to Kelly, when we came in, if no one heard that. So the review is for the addition and the side porch.
Yeah, we've seen this one previously and it was previously approved, but we don't have a copy of the previous approval. And nothing is clouded on the plans as to what has changed.
Yeah.
I do recall that the east porch, there was an agreement that underneath that porch was going to be enclosed to match the enclosure on the front porch, but I don't see that on the plan anymore. So I was wondering if that's a proposed change or perhaps an oversight. And then also clarification on exactly what has changed since the previous submittal and approval.
Okay. Next one was 864 Newport detached garage. We saw this one, I believe, the last time.
They clarified that racing in the center post. Looks a lot better.
Yeah.
I was okay with it.
I think we had some discussion last time about the treatment of the eaves and the returns at the gable end and about them matching the gable on the dormer of the house. And I don't see any changes there. So I was wondering if there could be some clarification about if what is drawn is actually what's planned.
Right.
I'm talking about the shed roof on the open area.
Well,
No, it's on the
how this
gable.
looks.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
The whole
And
thing
then-
is drawn crazy.
Yes, it just doesn't really make sense the way it's drawn, and it was discussed rather extensively the last time, and there's no
Yeah.
change there.
Yeah, it's not different. And while the bracing is pulled in a little, the columns are still quite thin compared to the base. I don't know.
Yeah, they're only 4x4s. My question was, what are the bases? Are they wood or the stone or the column bases?
I don't know.
That's not really called out.
Hmm.
All right. So next one is 610 Westboro. And I think there was clarifications handed out. Did everyone get copies of those?
The clarifications addressed my comments really well, except I do have a question. The original submittal did not show this as a screen porch. The revised submittal shows that it's screened, and planning and zoning counts those differently.
Mhm.
So my question is, did P and Z, were they flagged on this new submittal? Do they know that that is now a screen porch, and has the FAR been reviewed as an enclosed porch?
Yeah, I thought the same thing. That was the first thing I thought when I looked at it. The screens were not there in what we reviewed.
Yeah, he brought that in late in the afternoon and Mara told me that it would, some revisions would be coming. She didn't say she wanted to see them.
Hmm.
So I don't know that she's aware.
So,
Based
Okay.
on its location, I don't see where it's gonna be an issue.
it's a planning and zoning issue. It's a
Just
matter
floor
of site
area.
coverage and floor area ratio. It's a big difference whether it's open or whether it's
But the fact
screened
that you got a
in.
Roof on it to begin with would be,
It's
the
whether
site
it's
coverage, wouldn't it?
open or screened in is the difference.
they're
We've
different.
run across that before.
the only thing I was aware of on screens are your front porch that went 10 feet inside your setback was not allowed to be screened. I don't know anything past that one. So
Yeah, it is a difference, and it does need to be noted. Perhaps we could review it and maybe make a stipulation that any approval is based on a confirmation from planning and zoning that it does still meet
Yeah.
requirements if it is screened in.
Mm-hmm.
fair enough.
Yeah, if they say it's fine with me, but
I mean,
yeah,
it-
I agree.
It looks fine, but we just need to have that stipulation or clarification.
Yeah.
All right. Next one is 615 Barbara Jean Court. That was the shed.
With empathy to the fact the guy's got a carport and he probably desperately needs some storage. And the fact that it's pretty much, I guess it's connected, touching the building, but it's removable later or whatever, so I'm okay with it, I guess.
I feel like the way it comes to a point at the underside of the roof, I feel like it needs to be taller to engage more.
I think it's isn't it a prefabricated deal? Maybe not.
Well, that's what I wanted to know. Is it depicted actually accurately how it's going to engage with the house there? And does it really have like zero overhang at all?
Yeah.
You know, and all that, like it feels a little bit inaccurate. Like, I guess I agree with Ken in the sense it seems, the idea seems fine, but I'm not sure exactly what it's gonna be. It's
If,
a little hard to,
yeah, I guess we can
Tell.
refer to the picture if that's indicative of what's gonna be done. But it's gonna be
but it's different than that.
gonna be a salt box as opposed to a ridge roof, yeah. But, well, I think we.
So, yeah, we just
clarified.
need some clarification
Yeah.
at least on that, what it looks like.
Yeah, I guess for me, it was just, I mean, to have the SketchUp model showing it almost. It's like, my question was, it's not really. Like some of the model is sketched up and we have the detailed set of drawings, how to build the whole thing, but really no elevation of it at all. accurate, elevation. So what's the intent? Is this just a shed that's going to sit next to it, or is it actually going to be constructed in a way that they connect? I think that's what you were saying, but at the same time, just lacking in clarity on that point.
Yeah.
Because, if you're gonna take this prefab shed and just set it there, then, why would it touch at all? I don't know. There's some details about that whole thing. I'm just not sure.
Does it have a gutter and downspout?
I don't know.
Something else too is how exactly does it attach to grade? And is there going to be a gap between the bottom of the shed and the top of the grade? Because, often with these prefab sheds, you see ramps out of them. And so that could be pretty unsightly if there was a gap underneath there. I mean, I can understand and empathize that, you want some outdoor storage and that's fine. But I think that there's some clarification and refinement that's needed here.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yes.
a detailed framing plan, but
You're
why
right,
not
there
an
is one
elevation
there.
as well
Mhm.
while you're at it?
And then
so you
in
know.
that picture, that's a good point, Carol. That picture up there on the left, it appears that where it would sit is a slope,
Mm-hmm.
quite a slope.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be, it has space under it somehow.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah, I just think if you were gonna do something like that, you probably wouldn't want it to attach to the house at all.
That's what
myself.
I wouldn't think so.
Yeah, agree. I'm sure that's the game plan right there. Just to
Yeah.
Build a platform that's level and set it on there.
And it won't fit right there, really. I mean, you'd have to move it away from the house.
Move it out 6 inches or something.
Yeah, move it away.
These pictures are illustrations only. I don't think they're
Right.
technical documents.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's what I.
There's also
Exactly.
2 different window styles in the submittal.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we have some questions there. Right. We have a pre-approval, then the next one we're reviewing here in the work session is 509 Forston Place. That's a addition.
What number, where are we?
Number 10?
Number 10. Oh, yeah, okay, I got my point here. So 135 was pre-approved.
Yeah.
That stack, okay. I'm back.
Yeah, on this one, I couldn't really, I kind of scoured it, but the elevations were blacked out, so I didn't know what was going on. I found on the detail was vertical siding, but I wasn't sure if there's trim. That was my only question on this one.
That was my question too. The dark color elevations are quite hard to read. And is there going to be door trim, window trim, rake, corner trim? How is that seam between the wall and the gable going to be treated?
Yeah.
Those are all important details.
I was curious why the eave line was different.
The bearing height is
Yeah.
higher, yeah.
I just had the same, so.
Okay. Then 11 through 15 are pre-approved, which brings us to 507 Tuxedo.
This is an example of how concise and
Ah.
clear a window replacement submittal can be.
Thank you. This is
Yes,
clear to
that was
read.
my first comment was thank you for the clear, concise, easy to understand submittal.
Yeah.
It's just, this could maybe be an example for what people could do, just a photograph with numbers on it.
Yeah.
And the proposed windows numbered, and that's it.
Mhm.
So I'm delighted with the well-organized submittal. I did have a bit of a question, just a conversation about sort of a mid-century modern style door on more of a sort of a Dutch style house.
Yep.
And maybe there's a way to get 4 lights on the front door, but maybe just in the top half and some sort of solid panel below. So it was not such a departure in style.
Mhm. I had the same thought.
Yeah, I did too. I feel it's a little. I actually think it'll look a little different than expected. Otherwise, I agree with you. I liked how it was after all these and to be like
Yeah.
1, 2,
Yeah.
3.
Yeah. It beats wading through 32 pages of spec.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's not that difficult. Or we don't need all the technical information,
No.
right?
Talking about that one,
Yep, so
I was
next,
confused by the submission.
Oh, is
the,
this
the
another one?
next one was 1408
Oh, yeah, I
Eddystone.
didn't know.
That's window install.
It seems like there's multiple styles, but I couldn't tell for sure.
Right, that's what I had as well.
Some changes there, but I was confused.
And then the next one after that was 407 North Rock Hill, doors and windows.
Same thing.
Yep. Any comment? Not clear.
Okay, I just put a question mark. It's my whole comment on that.
And then 516 North Cleed Station Road, install windows.
I did have a question on this. It looks like there's 2 doors, the item number 100 times 2 and item number 101, but I didn't see any pictures for the proposed doors.
Mhm.
Hmm.
And I think window 95 is missing too.
I don't know what.
To me, it looked like they were doing some casements because maybe to make the windows safer or something, but I was okay with this one because anything they do is gonna be on par and an improvement to what's there, so. Not a perfect little world.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't have any comments, but we'll ask the question. Carol. And I think that's it. We have a few minutes left before the official meeting begins.
Big Ben, the commercial deck was pre-approved.
Pre-approved, yes. And we have an informational only at the end.
Are we doing 35 Mason? There's something about a zoning issue.
Yeah. there's no
We
need.
could do it at the end anyway.
Well,
is-
it's after the meeting is adjourned. It's an information.
You've got all kinds of space over there.
What's that?
You got all kinds of space.
Well, that's-
Maybe you could.
Yeah, that here on city council.
You sat in the same seat?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Start out in the seat down there and then flipped over. It's a seniority thing. You bounce. right left,
Oh,
right,
really?
right, left.
Well, that makes sense.
I had that thought.
We're having a few pre-approval
Pouring water. I
ceremonies,
was like, this is
you
gonna be a
know,
long meeting.
so
I forgot.
We have, yeah, this is crazy.
These window submissions are just. I don't have the patience to go through and read. it.
No, I feel like
Show me
really
a
don't.
picture.
And try to figure out what's what. Yeah, it's
I wonder if they can do something. Can we write Mara or something?
Right. Yeah, just.
I know she said, they say they'll tell people, right?
Yeah.
And at some point, I guess then you're constantly rejecting them.
Right. It makes it easier for them if they make it easier to review.
I think you
There's
should
some
reject
examples
them.
they can put on the website, match this.
Right.
Yeah.
You do it.
submit
If you don't,
Yeah.
and if you don't, it will be rejected.
Fence design,
Yeah.
window submittal.
Yeah.
Pick one of these 3.
Make it clear, that if you don't do it like this, that, yeah, it doesn't get to go through.
Yeah.
We're not wasting our time.
And also, when representatives don't show up, then they end up having to
Losing-
come back again
Yeah.
and lose another 2 weeks. And, so it really is in everybody's best interest, including theirs, to just
Yeah.
make a clear submittal first.
Mhm.
I feel as though they just hit print.
Mhm.
and go
This
in
is your
there.
order form.
Not a window salesperson.
Too much spreadsheets, yeah.
And quite honestly, I don't even care what the efficiency is because we can't say anything. So it's great if they're efficient, but
Yeah.
they don't have to tell me.
Yeah.
Right.
We're close enough time-wise if you want to start.
Okay. Okay, welcome everyone in person and online. We just finished our work session. So the Webster Architect Review Board meeting will now officially begin. Introduce Kelly Campbell and Andrew Klosterman with the city. We have Sarah Richardson, who's a council member on the Zoom call. Carol Dunkey, Tracy Collins, Ken Burns, Angela Thompson, and myself, Bob Buckman, were 5 volunteer architects on the board. First item of business tonight will be review of meeting minutes from June 16th. And I believe 4 of us are here. With that, do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the June 16th, 2022 meeting minutes as written.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I,
Aye. Opposed? June 16th meeting minutes are approved as written. Next, we have a number of pre-approvals. So if you're online or in person, you hear your project pre-approved, then you'll be good to go after the motion. For the board members to refer to the handout on the pre-approvals. The first one is 135 Dornell. Do I have a motion?
make a motion to approve 135 Darnell as approved, or as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Dornell is approved. Next, we have 205 Blackmer. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve 205 Blackmer as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? 205 Blackmer is approved. Next, we have 32 Jefferson. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve 32 Jefferson with the understanding that a window will be added to the north elevation and the head heights of the door and windows will line up.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? 32 Jefferson is approved. Next, we have 210 Parkhurst. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve 210 Parkhurst with the clarification that the post base is architectural metal of the same style and finish as the post.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? 210 Parkhurst is approved. Next is 518 Foot. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve 518 foot with the understanding that a window will be added to the right side. Windows will have a grid pattern and trim will be added around all windows and doors to match the house.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? 518 Foot is approved. 432 Bacon. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve 432 Bacon as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? 32 Bacon's approved. And then last on the pre-approvals is 8130 Big Bend. Do I have a motion?
I'll
Make
make a motion to approve 8130 Big Bend as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Big Ben is approved. All right, that's it for the pre-approvals. We have 3 public hearing projects first, and then the remainder of the projects after that. So at this point, if we call your project and you're present, to just come up to the microphone up front and introduce yourself, and we'll discuss your project. And if you're on Zoom, to raise your hand, and Kelly will add you to the screen, and we'll have a discussion that way. First project is 28 East Swan. Is there anyone present for that project? Hello.
Hello, Brian Binkholder with Astrowatt Solar, Rising Sun Solar, and our proposal, we've been before the board on other homes we've done in the area. So this is for panels, 15 panels, REC 400 watt panels, all black on the back of the house. That's the only place solar panels will be. And if there's any questions, I'm more than happy to answer anything for you.
Okay, great. Thanks, Brian. I don't think the board has any questions. Is there anyone else present or online that wants to make a comment about 28 East Swan? Anyone? No hands? All right, with that, do I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve 28 East Swan as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye, opposed? All right, Brian, you're approved and good to go.
All right, thank you so much.
Great, have a great evening.
You also.
All right, next we have 224 Gray. Anyone present for that one?
I'm Janie Worthington. I live there. My husband, I believe, is online
Oh, okay.
with us too. Do you see him?
What's his name?
Ron Worthington.
Oh, yeah, he just raised
Yeah.
his hand.
Okay,
I
Well-
decided I wanted to come because I'd never been, so.
okay. Sounds good. All right, I think there was a,
Yeah, I was just curious if it's, if the deck is being replaced in kind. Is it the same design or is it a new design?
It's the same footprint, it's the same design, but we're not doing it in wood. We're doing it in composite
Okay.
because of its qualities.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's the same dimensions.
Okay.
very good.
That was the
I
one
don't-
question I had.
Think there were any other questions from our board. But since it's a public hearing, we have to ask if there's anyone else present or online that wants to make a comment. And seeing no one, I'm gonna ask for a motion on 28 East Swan.
You mean 224 Gray?
All right, I got too many papers up here. 224 Gray, thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve 224 Gray as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye, opposed? All right, you're approved and good to go.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right, and then last on the public hearing is 107 South Maple. Is there anyone present for that? Please raise your hand or anyone online for 107 South Maple or present?
Is Andrew, are you related to this project at 107 South Maple?
It's mute, unmute, so.
All right.
No one here?
Sorry, no, I am not.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so should we table this one till towards the end? If anyone shows up, we can come back
And
to it.
just, yeah,
This
just
is where we
give
wanted
it
that
time, I guess.
clarification about the
Railing.
Posts.
It's not, yeah, not the big.
Yeah, the post and, okay. Well, we can just do that and then come back to it if anyone shows up late in traffic or something. All right, with that, we'll move forward to 1227 Eastbrook. Is there anyone present or online? Welcome,
I'm Shelley with Home Depot.
Shelley.
So it's a window install and their bedroom windows, existing windows are double hungs. We're replacing the windows with colonial casements. If you're not familiar with that, it looks just like a double hung, but it's a casement, which turns it into a same as same and an egress.
Does it have colonial grills?
Yes.
Okay, we were curious about the mix of grills on the front of the house because it looks like the other windows do not have grills. And this, in the number 4 position, those are the only windows with grills. And we don't have any context as to the grill patterns on the rest of the house because there's no photographs. So is that correct that only those windows will have grills on the front of the house?
No, as I remember it, the front of the house had existing grids and we matched the pattern that was in the double hungs.
That's not what's shown on the photograph that was submitted.
Who sent you the photograph?
It was in your submittal. I don't know who submitted it.
Oh. I don't know either. So are you saying you don't want the grids in there?
I'm saying that there'll be a mix of grill styles on the front of the house. And I was just curious as to why that was proposed because it might look rather strange to just have grills on one window. And especially if all the rest of the windows in the whole house don't have grills.
Yeah, double hung picture with a double hung. Well, it's been quite a while since I've sold this job, but from what I remember, that's the way the homeowner wanted it, so. I mean, I'm sure we can eliminate the grills if that causes an issue with you guys.
Yeah, because the rest, reading your order form here, the rest all say no grids, no grids, no grids. I mean, I would be okay with it if you eliminate the grids from that window because it would have a more consistent appearance.
Okay,
That would just be the number 4 window.
Yeah, just the number 4 window that
Right.
the grids would be eliminated. But if it has the horizontal member that mimics the look of a double hung, that would be great. That could stay.
yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
but then just get rid of the grills.
that's easy.
So no grills in 4, except for the horizontal. Yeah, especially from the inside and the outside of that room, it would be strange, I think, just if you had grids on 2 windows, but the side windows, assuming they're side windows, I'm guessing. That if they had no grids, that would be odd.
Fair enough. Let's see here.
You want to take a time out and call the homeowner and make sure they're good with that, or?
So I mean, at this point, what happens if I just eliminate the grids out of there?
As far as I'm concerned, and I guess it looks like from the nods, the rest of the
Yeah.
board members agree that if those grids are eliminated, we can go ahead and vote on that tonight with those grids eliminated.
Okay. I mean, that's an easy fix. I'm sure the customer won't
Okay.
mind.
All right. Well, with that, then do I have a motion on 1227 East Brook?
I'll make a motion to approve 1227 East Brook with the clarification that the front bedroom windows, the window shown as number 4 on the submittal, will have no colonial grills, but there will be a horizontal cross member to mimic the appearance of a double hung.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Actually,
Aye.
if you got 1 second,
Mhm.
I think I realized what's happened here. Let me just look at it. Sorry to take your time, but when I put in an order, I don't think it has grills. Because when I put in an order on the computer, I have to show a horizontal grill, which indicates it's a colonial casement. If you don't put that in there, it doesn't go through the system right. But if I look at let me just look at the order real quick and see if there's any grills in there. I bet there aren't.
Yeah, see, we don't have a picture. All we have is
Right.
a written description that says colonial
got it.
grill, so.
Yeah, I get it.
Well, if you're agreed there's not gonna be grills and we voted to approve it that way, then
Then we're good.
that's good to go.
And then do we need to submit you something showing that they're not?
It'll be stipulated and that'll follow your building permit. So
Okay.
when it's inspected, they'll just make
problem.
sure that that change has been incorporated.
Okay. Let me just look real quick at the order. Yep, here's the order. And I can send it into you. It just shows that there's a CC bar, which is the colonial casement bar. And it's just one that shows as one horizontal. There are no cross grids at all.
Right. Great. So it sounds
Great.
like we're all on the same page and that's good.
Right.
Okay.
So if you drive by, they're not going to be any grids.
Okay, great.
Okay?
Okay.
Thank
Thank you
you,
so
guys.
much.
That's
Appreciate
the
it.
goal. Is there anyone opposed?
I think we all said.
I think 227 Eastbrook has been approved. All right, you're good. Good night, Shelley. All right, next we have 633 North Forest.
Hello, I'm Elizabeth Pankey.
Welcome.
And we were approved a couple of months ago, but we had to reduce the scope of the project. And I didn't realize you needed me to identify that in the resubmittal, but we spoke to Mara and thought that maybe we needed to just run it past you. We've shortened it by about 10 feet. We've kept the same rear elevation, but the fenestration on the sides has changed. But it's the same concept. The windows have moved around a little bit. And then the other big element is, the porch has been reduced in length. And yes, it was sloppy. I missed carrying the siding up similar to the front porch, rushing to get this done. But the other issue is that we are leaving the siding on the existing house. We are not taking that off and we are matching it. We found it. And so we're going to keep that on the new. So the siding changed in material, and then we were going to do like a cedar shake in the gable ends, but now we'll use what's on the existing house we'll keep that and match that best we can. And then I'm sorry, the garage was a mistake. We're just in discussions about what they're going to build, but at this point, they can afford to do the addition. We're going to get that part done.
Sure. We understand that we're only reviewing this addition and side porch only tonight.
Please, thank you.
Okay. Great. Thank you for the clarification.
Yeah, I think it looks great. Thanks for the clarification.
Yep.
I don't know if we talked about it before, but what's the railing type?
We did talk about it before, so it should be in the notes, but the front porch shows solid walls.
Yeah.
And then the handrail going down is just a wood handrail with vertical stiles.
And the side is all wood, the side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I think with that, I can ask for a motion on 633 North Forest.
I'll make a motion to approve 633 North Forest as submitted with the understanding that the new porch is wood and that the area under the east new porch will be enclosed to match the enclosure on the front porch.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? All right. You guys are approved. Have a good night. Welcome. All right. Next, we have 864 Newport. Anyone present or online, please raise your hand.
Hi, my name's Lane Matthews. I'm with Track Custom Solutions. I'm the builder on this project.
Welcome, Lane.
Hey, how are you guys?
Good. So I don't know if you heard our comments beforehand, but there was a question about the eave conditions. The
So-
last time.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there's a couple things that we changed, and I'm sorry, I guess the architect didn't make notes of what changed. You had asked before about the engineer had called out brackets. So there's new post details. We made more of an architectural, and that's on section, I think D2. So
Yep.
that's one of the changes. The way the roof is built without like to match the house, that's because this is an insurance project and this is the way the roof was on the existing garage. So we are tearing it down, and all they're paying for is putting the roof back the same essentially way that it was, right? And that's the way the existing garage that had to get, or that needs to be torn down, was built. So that's about the roof. Was there another question? We also updated the section views, and on the north and south elevation to show the corner trim got updated. They raised the wall height from 8 feet to 9 feet to put a little more room, because I know you guys were concerned about those braces on the beam being in the way, and so we raised it all up. So the bottom of that beam is over 8 feet tall, and the cross braces coming down should be out of the way, even though code, I believe last time said that wasn't an issue, but we wanted to address that. As far as the other thing you guys were concerned about was the top of the column base, that it didn't indicate that it was sloped. And that, I mean, clearly it was going to be, but it wasn't noted. So that's on there now. It's going to be like a synthetic limestone cap around there, and then just a wood or a synthetic material, like, siding down around the base, the column base.
Limestone
Like synthetic, you know what I'm talking about? Like on the top of the,
with the rest of its wood?
Or composites.
yeah.
So why wouldn't it just be, I guess, I mean,
Uh,
it
to-
doesn't match the rest?
So I think that, I mean, we can do something different. That's what they wanted. Right. We were trying to keep, water, right? So we didn't want to put wood, or they didn't want to put wood and have water on there. But we can do something different if you'd rather. I think that's certainly, we can work with that.
Yeah, I understand the problem with water sitting there. I think I would recommend doing the column differently. Why is there a reason that you have the wide base and with the narrow column?
Aesthetics, they're going to want to use this as a carport sometimes, but they're also wanting to use it as an entertaining space. And so that's why there's lights and fans out, or it's what they're envisioning underneath there, and being able to use it as like an extension of, a patio out back.
So I guess it looks awkward to me to have such a wide base and a narrow post sitting on it. I would think if they want it to look like an entertainment space, they would want it detailed slightly differently than this. One or the other, change size a little bit, maybe make the cap where they come together something else. I don't know. And as far as the gable end elevation, it's drawn oddly. I'm not sure. I'd like to see a picture of what it is that you're trying to match, because it feels a little like this is not what it's going to look like to me.
The rake end of the gable is going to cantilever past
Right.
the east. On the east and west elevations, it shows it going past 2 feet. And if you look at the elevation,
It doesn't,
it looks like the whole thing's going to project out or something,
or not.
or not. It's not drawn right. It's not the way it's going to look when you build it. Something's
No.
off on the drawing.
I think what they're saying is what's drawn isn't really buildable.
Right.
I think
Okay,
it's a
so-
drawing- I think it's a drawing error.
I think it's a drawing error too.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Because the rake, you're gonna frame the rake in with two by material and it's gonna be the thickness of that and it's gonna have a fascia board. And
Yep.
that's the way you would frame that out. And the soffit wouldn't project out like that, like it's drawn. That's the part that I
Um,
think that's a little,
Flush,
it's
yeah.
yeah, so it looks like it's flush. I just don't think it's drawn right.
Yeah, it can't, it almost can't be drawn right. Like.
no, I get what you're saying. I think when and I think that's a drawing issue. I mean, it's gonna be, I mean, we can, I don't know how to, if we can, it's just gonna be the standard roof, right? So I understand, or I see what you're saying about maybe the drawing isn't quite right on that roof pitch and the ends there. Because yes, I mean, it's gonna stick out past and gonna have the enclosed soffit.
Yeah. So there would be.
So how old was the garage that was there?
At 100 years old.
So there's no way it had a soffit that looked like this. It was probably looked more like what, we were saying, match the house at Eve. And chances are pretty good it was similar to the house Eve if it was 100 years ago. It didn't do, like people do the thing that where they call it a pork chop or whatever. That's what I'm feeling like you're going to get here. And they didn't do that 100 years ago. So that's kind of a more contemporary thing to do. So we wouldn't want to see, nobody, I wouldn't think they'd want that actually. And no reason to really put it on a garage. So making the eave more similar to the house, which the dormers have a gable. And so you could just do what's there. Or if you had a picture of what the garage was like, maybe that would be helpful.
So the existing garage didn't have this side porch on it, did it?
No, it didn't have that part. Correct.
Um,
Yeah, the existing house, both the gambrel roof and the gable dormers, they have a fascia board and then they also have a trim board that's back at the face. And I think that's the kind of detail that would actually put the garage in the same context as the house. Then it would look like they belong together. And I think that's what we were talking about the last time we were here, just about how that end gable, and I didn't understand there was any issue at that time, I thought. So I think that's why the board was a little bit unsure. Because there was not only was there not a change made, but it doesn't actually look like it's drawn like it would be built.
So if you look at the section view D1, that shows, I mean, the way the overhang is going to be and back.
Right. And you're supposed to be building it like it was, right?
Yeah.
So. It did,
But
I'm guessing it didn't have vinyl siding and so forth, so.
So it had old wood side, like old wooden siding, like just wood boards. But it didn't have an enclosed soffit. So, I mean, that's something that the clients wanted to do. So if and we're using manufactured trusses, right? So they're going to come down and we're just going to close off that soffit, just like a standard roof pitch or roof end.
You can close the soffit without it being
right.
horizontal like that. You don't have to do it that way. And it's a garage, so you're not trying to condition the space necessarily or anything. You can do it so that it looks, so it's, connects to the house a bit and doesn't have that big chunk sticking out from the eave.
So you want it to go back up at an angle. Is that what you're saying, right? You don't want it to come flat across underneath the bottom outside that.
I mean, I think it's just the way that it's detailed. If you look at the front of the house, there's a return, there's a white fascia board that returns. If you did the same thing to the front of the garage, that would be out in the plane of the fascia. And then that siding would be recessed back at the face of the wall, which is 2 feet back, right?
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what we were talking about the last time, something similar to that.
Yeah, if you did that, that's
Or,
okay.
right, or the exposed rafter tails like that are on the dormer. Either one of those seems like it looks a little bit easier to build and more cohesive with the house. That's all.
Okay. What if can we do that? Like either build a stipulation that it's terminated like the rafter tails on the dormer. I think we can do that. I don't think that'd be any problem.
Tracy, you made a comment about the elevation, the way those roofs come together.
I guess if we. With the roofs coming in. Well, I guess the front elevation shows a gutter, which I don't think that would exist.
On the right side.
Yeah, between the two roofs. I
Oh,
think you
that
just have one on either end of the
correct.
complete structure.
Yep. You're right. That's just a mistake. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, and you wouldn't see that. You wouldn't see, if they're out in the same plane, you wouldn't see this rafter return either.
It would just be a double pitch.
It would do that, and then that, there would be just horizontal
Okay.
siding in there.
Just do
Yeah, that would make a
not the
lot more
vertical,
sense.
the vertical, just flat.
Right. Have the little shed just pop off the gable.
Yeah, Lane, I don't know if you heard what we were saying, a front elevation on your first sheet.
Yep.
That fascia board of those two different pitches should be in the same plane, so it doesn't really, go all the way down to the eave between the porch and the garage. It's not really drawn right.
He's talking about the gable roof.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, even if they're on the same plane, you could still, I think the intent was that to be sort of an architectural detail. So it wasn't just all of a sudden it changed the plane, but that it made it its own separate thing. Is that?
Well, you're building a building that looks like something's been added to it, which is a little bit, I mean, that's if it were there already and you're just going to put the shed onto it, it might look like that, but
If that's what they want, if that would be okay to build it that way, why isn't it okay to build it that way originally? If that's what the client wants.
It's just a weird detail. So, because the plane of the siding's 2 feet back from the fascia, so that's a really odd condition.
Birds are gonna love it.
That little corner, it goes from, to nothing. So you've got this, and it's 2 feet back. That's just an odd little strange detail. I don't think I've ever seen that built that way. If you were to pull the porch roof in slightly so that it wasn't out at the fascia, that's the other way you do it, right?
Sure, I got what you're saying. So
Right, so that the porch, the width of the front and the back of the porch fascia is not flush with the garage.
and you're calling out a pre-engineered truss system for the roof.
yeah,
So is that going to include the
Yeah, all
gable
of it.
roof and the shed roof?
yeah, all of it.
I would think so.
Mm.
In which case then you're gonna hook on an eave, which
Mhm.
is
but that's the way they drew it. So, I mean, if I remember right, I was looking at the truss drawings and they're still sending over the stamped copy, but they had pretty much a one piece and then they engineered the second part to be attached to they didn't manufacture them as a solid piece.
Oh, but I mean, you're not building one roof and then build the other roof, are you?
Sure. No, of course not.
So the eave isn't gonna, the rake there is not gonna have the roof of the gable.
Mhm.
You're gonna have to build that on
Yeah.
because it's not natural there.
Mm-hmm. Odd.
That's partly what's wrong, with it, isn't it? Feels like they're not in the same plane, but they
I
are
would
in
be
this,
with the-
yeah,
Which I'm okay with.
yeah. It's,
I just want to make, I think we're most concerned that everybody's understanding what we're saying here. aren't we? I am.
For me, the elevations don't show the way it's really gonna look when it's built. It seems like it's not clear to me. Not the sides, but the front and the back. It just looks like it's odd, in this, like nothing really got addressed, and what's drawn here is not exactly how it's gonna be built. I don't know how else to say it. It's missing, the trim piece too that we talked about. I mean, that would have been something I think that would help it. But
What
I
trim
don't
piece
know.
you're
No, but I'm saying as we started looking at it, I realized that that's also kind of odd. The eaves of the garage, don't match the house, which we talked about the last time. But now I'm wondering if the width of the porch roof really would be better if it was pulled back, and then you wouldn't have that fascia condition like you show. It would simplify it to construct it too, I would think.
I mean, I don't think they'd want to pull it back a whole lot, but I mean, certainly we could set it back. Back maybe even with the front of the building. So it would be back 2 feet. So it was in line with the front and back of the garage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Something like that, just so that they're not in the same plane. I just think that's I didn't notice that the first time, but now that I'm looking at it again, I do think that's kind of odd. It's a weird, it's just kind of difficult to build too.
Sure. I get that.
I think the post connection was a big improvement. I think that looks nice, and so good job with that.
Thank you.
I know there was a question to clarify the base. So if you could repeat this again, you're talking about using a wood wrap and then a precast stone cap.
Yeah, something like that. Something where we can put put some slope there, but not worried about water as much. I think they're trying to protect it from water. And I think they like the idea of having, I think it was an architectural, I'm not the designer, but it was my understanding that they, but I do have the client said it'd be okay if we just ran it 4-inch all the way up and not put the base around the bottom. So we can do that if that's a problem. Just put a column base around it to cover the bracket.
Are you saying you'll eliminate the base detail?
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, we would just put something small just around the base to cover, because there's a bracket attaching it obviously to the concrete.
so you trim out the base. of
Yeah,
it.
just around the very bottom to cover that bracket.
I personally think that would look better because it doesn't look like there's any stone on the existing house at all.
Yeah.
And It is a fairly simple structure, so I think eliminating those bases would look cleaner and just have a simple wrap at the bottom to cover the post connector would be fine.
Yeah, I agree.
It would save some
Yeah,
money
not so
too.
fussy.
And
Yeah.
that could be used to address the gable and eave conditions.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's simple and it would be better if it was even more simple without that base.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
As far as the roof goes, I know I'm just gonna maybe throw this out. If you pull the porch roof in, a foot on each of the front and back, or foot and a half, somewhere in that range, that would take care of the fascias colliding and that kind of strange detail that I think would be hard to build and kind of look odd. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I think that's fine if we set it back a foot and a half, or maybe just in line with the actual
Yeah.
garage itself, whatever that, right? Does that
Sure.
work?
Yeah, that would help. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I
we
think that helps a lot. And then, I don't know how everyone else feels, about the trim, but, on the gable, so you got the fascia board and then maybe there's just a piece of trim that kind of collects it all and that would match the house. Does
Okay,
that make
we can do
sense?
that. Yep.
I don't know. I think that's just a way to kind of clean it up and then have them, work together a little bit better. It's just a thought. Okay.
Well,
I don't,
He said, so did you say you would build it to match the dormer?
Yeah. Yep.
So we could have the trim and gable roof
Mhm.
match the dormer. That
Mhm,
would
we can do
cover-
that.
yeah, that would cover the comments from the last time.
Yeah.
And we could
Okay.
put that in the motion along with pulling the porch roof in. Yeah, 18 inches to 2 feet, like you said, if it was flush, that's fine.
Okay,
All
we'll do
right,
that. We can do both those things, no problem.
all right. Anything else from the board? If not, I'm gonna ask someone to make a motion, please,
Okay,
on
which-
864 Newport.
I'll make a motion for 864 Newport Avenue to be approved with the understanding that the porch roof will be pulled in on each side of 18 inches to 2 feet. The gable end of the roof will match the gable end of the dormer on the existing house, and the roof and trim aspects. Then the column base will be removed and a base trim will be added to the columns, the 4x4 treated columns on the east elevation.
Yeah, that's good.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? All right, Lane, you're approved.
Thank you. Have a great night, ladies and gentlemen.
You're welcome. You as well. Thanks. All right, next on the list, we have 610 West Borough. Anyone present for that one? Good evening.
Johnson, the homeowner, property owner.
Welcome, Ben.
Hello, thank you.
All right, let's see. We got some revisions on this one, I
Oh,
think.
this,
Oh, yeah, that's the one where we just basically said, the clarifications were helpful, thank you.
Yeah.
And then I think we were just gonna maybe, since we're not sure about this, I'll let Carol say.
Yeah, I thank you for the clarifications because those addressed all my original comments. But we did notice that the second submittal is showing it as a screen porch. The first submittal did not show it screened in, and planning and zoning will count a screen porch differently in their calculations than they do an open porch. And typically, nothing comes to us unless it has planning and zoning approval. So I know that you got these changes in this afternoon, and we just want to, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, and I think the other board members agree that the design looks good, but we'll need to stipulate that it needs to be re-reviewed by planning and zoning to make sure that it still meets planning and zoning regs now that it is a screen porch.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's fine. I was just texting and emailing with the architect and the designer. It's their understanding that discrete with this case and the setback and everything, that doesn't make a difference. But if it needs to go back and
Yeah.
be reviewed again.
Yeah,
that's
I think
fine.
it
So-
makes a difference in like the floor area ratio calculations, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think it could, but in this particular case, it doesn't,
Yeah.
is the understanding. So
Yeah. Well-
either way, we can send it back and is,
Yeah, just to verify, because you don't want to build something and then have,
Right.
an issue later. So
Yeah.
it's in everybody's best interest. to
yeah,
just go
yeah,
ahead now and clarify.
that's
Okay.
fine. Yeah.
Okay. With that, do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve 610 Westboro with the understanding that the new design complies with planning and zoning requirements.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? All right, Ben, you approve?
Thank you very much.
Have a
Good
nice-
evening.
yeah,
Thanks for
you
your
too.
service.
You bet. Next, we have 615 Barbara Jean Court. Anyone present for that one online?
Hi there, this is Anthony Alvarez.
Hi, Anthony. Welcome.
Thanks. I appreciate all the comments I got beforehand and from Mara, and then also I listened in as you were working too, so that was really helpful. It sounds like kind of some of the same things. But yeah, I think I have responses to all your questions, but I don't know how you want to
Sure.
go about it or.
Yeah, go ahead. If you've got some
Sure.
comments since you
Yeah,
heard us talk.
I did. I heard that, and I had already, it sounds like you guys talked about the same things that Mara had already kind of called out. So I was more or less prepared. I was kind of ambitious and excited when I started making that elevation. And then obviously I ran out of steam, and I know there's not as many details on there as would be helpful. So, but I think I can hopefully address some of them. I did want to, there is a 4-inch overhang all the way around on the roof, and there's no plan for downspout or gutters, but he says, the builder said there's a drip edge attached.
Okay.
And then we had, we were kind of back and forth on the, he has, the gable type, which I think we showed you a picture of, and we just kind of liked for 2 reasons. We liked the slope, kind of the, the lean-to style a little better. It just seemed a little bit more modern. And then also with wanting to try to keep it close to the carport just for functionality, but also because actually that part of our property is probably the most flat that we have. So it's pretty level. I think probably the photo from the perspective probably exaggerates the little bit of slope that there is, but so it's level there and convenient, accessibility wise. And then I guess we like the look of the slanting roof, but also the idea that it would take rain away from the house and the carport if we put it there like that. And so we also debated about the distance away from the carport it would be. And I think ultimately I put it in the drawing very close, but we had talked about as much as a foot away from the house. I think the only the carport, the only limiting thing is we have, some red buds there that we want to keep. So I think we'd all be fine and, comfortable with moving it away even more to make it kind of look a little more standalone. And so might help avoid some of the feeling or the look of it. Like, I mean, I could totally see how it might just seem odd, or I don't know about precarious, I think was the word, but I could see how it's like, why does this get so close, but then it doesn't connect? And so
Right.
like, do you think that's what the builder had said, like, yeah, I know he was pushing for a little further away. So I don't know, if that helps address that kind of look to it. He had also said that, although I think that the east and the south facing walls, we do plan to put, put some shrubs or greenery in front of it, as well. So I don't think, I think naturally you wouldn't see the wood part of the platform that it sits on. But he did also mention, if that was an issue, that there is something he could put a skirt around it, if that's that kind of addresses the issue. He mentioned it also might help critters from getting under there. I don't know about that, but I think critters will will find out their way either way. But at any rate, so yeah, I'm not sure if that's what you're talking about, in terms of how that looks on the bottom. He offers to put, a little kind of a ramp. I think that might be in a picture that we sent you, but we were not going to do that. I think we're just going to put like some decorative rock all around it. And we're not playing. It's just for like bikes and ping pong table and gardening stuff. So we do not have any like heavy machinery or anything that needs to be on a ramp. So I
Okay.
think that's all of I'm not sure if I touched all the bases of the things that you had concerns or questions about, but I'm here for any other
Did
comments you might have
discuss-
at this point.
Okay.
Did you discuss with the builder, and I'm not trying to force this issue one way or the other, but do
Mhm.
you look at the option cost for doing a concrete slab to set this on versus building the wood platform?
No, I think he said there was this option. I think the only thing, the options that I saw were different feet, and one of them just looked more natural to me.
So the foundation you're talking about is similar to the picture that's shown on the second page of your submission, which is fine.
Mhm.
Over time, if you did the concrete, I know it's going to be there in 20 years. I don't know about the wood, but I'm just asking the question, that's all.
Okay, yeah, we hadn't discussed it, but I do remember having some relief. I think that wasn't going to be necessary, according to the builder, of course, but
Yeah. it's
because
not
that
required by
seemed
the
like a
city.
more major project than we think it would. Yeah.
Okay, but the main points are then that you're willing to remove or reposition this thing to be 12 or 18-inch clear from the house?
Okay, I heard 12 before. I hear you saying
Well,
18. So,
12's fine.
okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure we can do that, and I'm convinced everyone else has said the same to me, that it should be a little farther away anyway. So, definitely can move it at least 12 inches away. I forgot to mention too, I think it came up in the work session about the windows. But I hopefully, I think on the back of one of the documents that we've got the picture of the kind of window that he's going to do instead, that he typically does the grid, but he's going to get one that more closely matches the rest of the house.
Yeah, there was a picture on the second page and then a different picture on the fourth page. One that
Yeah,
has grills and one that doesn't.
right. So we're going to do we're going to not do the one with grills.
Okay.
I think I was trying to just include that other, unfortunately, that picture doesn't represent very well what we're going for. I think it was more for you to maybe get a sense of the style and the materials, but I'm not sure if it came out well enough even for that.
So no grids.
One item about the skirt board, I think a skirt board would be preferred. I appreciate that, the idea of planting vegetation, but it doesn't always survive. And if it doesn't survive, it doesn't get replaced. And, sometimes those things happen, and it can look quite unsightly with these legs sticking out, right on the front of the house. So I believe that a skirt board would be advisable. And then if you further wanted to plant something around it to soften the appearance of it, you could. But yeah, I think that would be advisable.
Yeah, I take your point plants can die in leaving. So we have to, be prepared for that. Yeah, he did say that there's an option to do that. So I can follow up with him on that.
Okay, that sounds good.
All right.
I think that's all I had wanted to respond to. Is there anything else?
No, I think you covered everything. Thanks, Anthony.
Okay. Oh, good.
Two conditions are the position of the building and it has a skirt board.
And it has a 4-inch overhang all the way around the roof. It'll be moved 12 inches away, that there's a skirt board and the windows will be double hung with no grills.
I'll let you
Sounds
make a
good.
motion.
With that, 615 Barbara Jean Court. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve 615 Barbara Jean Court with the following understandings. There will be a 4-inch overhang around the perimeter of the roof. The shed will be moved 12 inches away from the carport. There'll be a skirt board installed to cover the gap between the top of the grade and the bottom of the shed, and the windows will be double hung with no grills.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, Anthony, you're approved.
Yay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right.
Good
Have a
night.
great night. Bye-bye.
Thanks. All right, next we have, where am I? Oh, 509 Forston Place. Anyone here for that one?
Hi, how's it going, everyone? My name is Michael Avanier. I'm the architect for the project.
Welcome, Michael. Question about the elevations. I think maybe if you heard or you probably got the comments from Mara as well. Could you clarify the exterior material and trim around the windows, doors, etc.?
Yeah, so the exterior material is going to be like a 7-inch vertical siding in black to match the existing like gutters and downspouts. The accents around the house are all black.
Okay.
And then the windows have a built-in like J-channel trim, so they'll have like a 3-inch white vinyl trim around them, and then the door will get a 4-inch PVC trim at the sliding door on the to the back patio.
Okay.
And then I think there was a question about the eaves height. So the reason the addition has a higher eave height is because the interior space has 9-foot ceilings and a vault, and the existing house only has an 8-foot ceiling. So that's where that difference comes from.
Okay.
Is there
Let me-
any
Oh, go ahead.
overhang at the rear gable? Is there any overhang there, or is that, it looks like it's flush the way it's drawn?
Correct. Currently, the existing house, it does have hip roofs everywhere, but there are no soffit overhangs at all. So I was trying to match the existing, at least on the soffit overhang. We tried to look at a hip roof in the back, but because the bedroom has a vault in it, it started to cut into that space. So the hip roof wasn't fully feasible.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. Anything else from board?
Will there be any sort of cover or treatment of trim or anything at the area between the wall siding and the gable siding? Are those just going to butt together, or is there going to be something covering that, or how's that going to look?
The wall siding will continue up to the gable siding and just be continuous to keep a simple look for the back side of the house.
I'm sorry, I didn't follow that. Could you repeat?
Oh, sorry. The back exterior siding will go all the way from the wall up through the gable, so that way it's just continuous on that plane.
Okay, okay. So the material length won't be a problem? I mean, does it come long enough to run continuous, or would there be a seam there?
since it's vertical joint siding, there would be a horizontal joint, which we could look at doing maybe a board across at the roof line to break that material up.
Yeah, I think you would want to put something there rather than just an exposed butt joint.
Yeah, I mean, the siding overlaps in a similar fashion the way horizontal siding does, but it'd be vertical, obviously. But I think adding something there would also help give it a little character.
Okay, I mean, if you're okay with that, you know, and you feel like you would like to do that, what would you like to have there?
I could just like a 1x10 wrapped in metal flashing, could do white to match the window trim, or a PVC board of like 1x8, 1x6.
Okay. And what about the corners? Because it's a little hard to read the dark elevation. Was there anything in particular planned for the corners?
Just standard black vinyl corner to match the siding color.
Okay.
It's a corner trim piece, correct?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
You're not just putting the verticals at the corner. There's actually like a 3.5 by 3.5 corner trim piece that they die into.
Yeah.
Did you say there's also, besides the fascia board at the gable, is there a trim piece? Did you already say that at the top then of the siding? I'm not sure how that.
Yeah, to match the existing, like basically where the shed is, one board all the way around the perimeter of the house.
I'm sorry, kind of cut. Yeah. Kind of cut out there.
Sorry, I'm in a vehicle. So the existing house has a white trim board that wraps the entire roof perimeter, so we need to match, have it do the same on Newport and even.
Well, I mean, the existing house is a brick house with a hip roof, right? I mean,
Yeah.
oh, I guess there is a gable.
There's a gable in the front.
Yeah. Okay, so it'll look
Yep.
like that.
Yep.
All right. Very good. Anything else from the board? If not, can I have a motion on 509 Forston Place, please?
He made some clarifications that we need to, this is approved as submitted.
Well, I don't think so, because I think that we need to stipulate that that trim will be there, so we don't end up with butt joints and no trim, et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see hang on just a second here. Let me see what else we've got.
Yeah, 3-inch trim windows, 4-inch.
Trim doors. Then the band trim between the gable and the top of the wall, the vertical trim pieces at the corners, and there was a last item, was there not? Or that the gable trim will match the gable on the house. Is that everybody's list?
Did you get the windows and doors?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Alrighty. I think we're ready.
All right, motion.
Okay.
Motion for 509 Forston Place, please.
I'll make a motion to approve a 509 Forston Place with the following understanding. There'll be 3-inch trim around the windows. There'll be 4-inch trim around the door. There'll be 1x8 band trim between the bottom of the gable and the top of the wall. The corners will have vertical corner trim pieces, and the trim at the gable will match the trim of the gable that is existing on the front of the house.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? All right, Michael, you're approved and good to go.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Have a good evening.
You too.
Thanks. All right, next we have 507 Tuxedo Windows and Doors. Anyone on for that one? 507 Tuxedo. Come back to that one. Anyone? All right, next on the list is 1408 Eddystone. Is there anyone online for 1408 Eddystone? Please raise your hand. Anyone? No one. All right. 407 North Rock Hill. We'll move to the next one. Anyone online for that one? 407 North Rock Hill. And seeing no one on that one. 516 North Laclede Station Road. Is there anyone for that project? Hello.
Hi, this is Dan with Pella Windows and Doors.
Hi, Dan. Welcome.
Thank you.
Carol, I think you had a question for Dan.
Yeah, Dan, I was just noticing that it looks like on your doors, you've got item number 100 times 2 and then item number 101. I didn't see any illustration about the proposed door style there. What are y'all going to put there?
It's a darker door, so you can't really see the image, but it's just a traditional, just a two panel solid door. And that's on the side of the house.
That's for the 100 door or the 110 door?
The 110.
Okay.
Is that a screen door? Or like
No.
a storm door? It's not
No.
a door?
No, a solid. No, it's just a solid two panel entry door.
Okay. So 2 panels of wood? Or is there glass? Or
No, it's just a solid door, like no glass at all.
okay,
Solid 2 panel
2 panel, probably not
Wood door.
not wood, but looks like wood.
composite.
I mean, it's a fiberglass door.
Okay.
And then what about, it looks like on item number 100 times 2, it looks like that's the front elevation. What's
Yes.
going there?
Those are both also fiberglass entry doors, no storm doors.
Okay, and what's the style of those?
That is a 4 panel, and there are four pieces of glass with basically 4 horizontal grills, large grills.
Yeah, and we don't have an illustration or anything of what those look like? Because,
It should be on the order, and if there's a way for me to get it to you, I can send it to you somehow.
hang
No,
on
I
just-
think it cut off, like, because I don't have anything on window number 5 or 95, like after.
Right.
Yeah, it looks like maybe part of the submittal is missing a few pages.
Yeah, we end
Okay.
at 90.
It ends at 90. So,
Yeah.
So then back to Carol, I thought that was a good question on the side doors because it looks like the existing doors have a glass light in them.
I am looking.
I mean, it's kind of a functional thing. You going
Yeah,
down the
that's-
stairwell to have some glass.
I think they were more concerned with security than anything on that side door. Just because it is in kind of an inconspicuous area right behind the gas station, it's privacy is kind of important there.
Seems like you want to see it.
Right.
out, Right? You don't open the door to.
Security is seeing your environment before you open the door as much as. Anyway, that's just me.
Not really our.
And the front door is what, is gonna look like what now? We didn't, Carol, I know you asked, so that was good.
Yeah, but I really wasn't, there's going to be 4 lights that are horizontal, but that really doesn't tell us much of what it really is going to look like.
So it's basically a full glass door with 4 3-inch horizontal grills.
Gotcha.
So it's glass down at the bottom?
It's a full glass door.
Full glass, subdivided.
That's at the 100x2 location, which is the front door.
Yeah.
A lot of glass.
Yeah, it is a lot of glass.
That's nice.
No.
And if there's an email address, I can definitely send you a picture real quick.
If it was me, I'd put less glass in both doors. Because that way you have some privacy at the front door.
Well,
I think
it isn't clear glass. It's a privacy glass in the front door.
Okay. Do that at the side door.
So the doors are the,
Is it easier to break? I mean, I don't understand the security thing in glass, you know,
I don't
someone's
either.
gonna break in, they're gonna break in.
Security glass usually has wire in it. So
Right.
yeah,
A lot more to get through glass than it does.
or laminated glass, you know, something like that's
Right.
secure, but it's not, but not just glass.
I think a lot of times from a customer's perception, they think you can just, break the glass, reach in and open, and turn the door handle.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's where the little window up above
Right.
or something allows you to
Yep.
see out, but not, but you know, that's not really, I guess.
Like what's on the, I don't know, I can't tell what the existing door, oh, I thought that was a light, but it's a wreath. In the picture, that looks like a wreath. Never mind. All right,
And then the 95 window that we're missing, is that a casement style?
Let me look real quick.
That's on the front elevation.
Yes, that is a casement as well.
Okay.
okay.
Just curious, are the lovely plastic emerald green awnings going to stay?
No, I think the customer's intention is to remove the awnings as well.
We might have issue with that.
Yeah.
I should probably note it because it's not in here anywhere.
Okay.
Well, I think that's a
Awnings
long
are-
term, that's not something we plan on doing, but I think long term, that is their plan to do.
Oh, okay. It's
Got it.
not really part of the project.
Would you have issue with them doing that or?
No.
No.
Okay. Oh, there's sarcasm there, I see.
Okay.
You're fine.
All right, very good.
All right, how you guys feel about motion with the windows, the window and the 2 doors clarified?
Yeah, I personally, I would stand down on this one because I would like to see what those doors look like and we don't have them, so.
Okay, I'm fine with the description, as long as it's comes through that way myself.
And again, if there's an email, I'd be happy to send it to you real quick.
We don't have work email accessible in this
Oh,
meeting.
okay.
Telephone.
The front doors though, just so it'll be a full light glass door that is subdivided, has 3 horizontals going across.
Correct.
Okay.
With obscure glass.
Yeah. Well, I'll make a
Actually, I'm sorry, there's 4 horizontals.
Or what?
4 horizontal.
Horizontal.
So there's 4 pieces of glass.
So it's a 5-panel door and the panels are glass. 5 lights.
Okay, no, you're right. I'm sorry. It's
3 horizontals make 4 pieces. of
3
glass.
horizontals make 4 panels. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
4.
Yeah.
And it's wide, so it's like paneled with glass there, so it has that look.
Yeah. I get it.
Okay.
All right. So with that, do I have a motion?
Yeah,
Oh.
like that.
And then we can vote if people are comfortable. I'll make a motion, on 516 North Laclede Station Road with the following clarifications. Window number 95 will be a casement window. Door 100 times 2 will be a 4-panel full glass light door with 3 horizontals that make 4 individual glass windows in the door. And that glass will have privacy glass. And then door 110 will be a 2-panel fiberglass solid door.
Correct.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
I'll abstain.
And one abstained. You're approved. Dan, have a good evening.
Very good. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So we skipped one at the beginning and there's someone still left. Is there anyone here for 109 or 107 South Maple?
Just dropped off, whoever the gentleman was.
I'll be darned.
I don't have any.
Lot that we can't vote on.
Yeah, so we don't have anybody on.
Oh, probably informational. All right, so then I think with 107 South Maple, we're gonna table that. We're gonna table 507 Tuxedo. We're gonna table whatever this is. Eddie Stone, 1408 Eddie Stone is tabled. And so is whatever this one is,
407.
407.
Yeah.
And with that, the official meeting is adjourned and we have an informational only. And